Hello, One Great Earth. Currently have a series of articles pulled up regarding these oil sands or adjacent to oil sands in Alberta, Canada, in northeastern Alberta, Canada. Did not see anything on satellite when I tried to look. But there's about 6,000 people, I think it was. Evacuation orders issued as wildfire grows near Canada's Alberta oil patch. Even though this article is just from yesterday, the fires are still raging. Authorities say firefighters are facing a challenging day as a huge blaze near Fort McMurray in the Alberta tar sands. This is a wildfire dubbed MWF 107, has grown to 9,602 hectares or 23,700 acres, and it is considered to be out of control. Driven by winds from the southwest. You can see here these massive flames are just taking over. As long as the wind doesn't come up from the west, it won't blow any closer to the town. So Canada's not in wildfire season right now. This is from PBS NewsHour. This is the same wildfire that we're looking at because it is a big deal. There are wildfires right now this close to some of the most heavily industrialized areas in North America. It matters. Plus, the smoke has to go somewhere. All the smoke. Brace for it because these wildfires are just going to get worse in Canada. Last year, most of my channel was just live streaming satellite images rotating for hours. It just seemed like I never ran out of content whenever I would just do recent wildfire satellite imagery. Not as much right now. Do not see a lot of wildfires on satellite. There's a couple in Australia, but nothing to go live about, you know. I don't want to say, hey, this fire here that happened the other day, it's gone now, but look at it now. Well, maybe. Maybe somebody will find it interesting, maybe looking at a wildfire in retrospect instead of just trying to catch it. A wildfire forces hundreds. This is hundreds of residents here. I think this article was older because it was Fort McMurray has a population of 68,000. Fort McMurray has a population of 68,000, and this is from Fort McMurray today here. Wildfire forces Wood Buffalo? What is the RM? Order about 6,600 people to leave Fort McMurray. Athabasca River. Athabasca oil sands, that's where the oil sands are actually located. So, I mean, this is probably a lot closer than we think. I have other images. That Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP. Yeah. Like county workers. Something. closing down access to parts of the highway so it can be used to people in evacuation. That's good. 6,600 people so far have estimated to have left in a population of 68,000. Well, that's pretty significant. You see here, update, state of emergency declared as wildfire burns southwest of Fort McMurray. Very haunting images. Last time they might see their homes. This is canopy. It's like trees and the flames touching both canopies, creating this arc kind of that just goes on forever. It seems like no break. Long road. You can see already trees charred in the background, with healthier trees in the foreground here. Video. I don't know if the audio, the music and the audio is copyrighted, so I'm just going to mute it. Fort McMurray, Alberta. This is some sick looking sky. It's near a heavily industrialized area. This fire has greater potential of catastrophic damage, especially the smoke. See the latest firestorm. Look at that. Incinerate a forest. It dries out and makes the forest naked. Takes away all the leaves and sticks and trees and shrub, grass and moss. You see that it's just an incineration. This house looked like it got away with from damage. But it's smoke. It's people underestimate the smoke. It's nothing thrives under smoke. Everything gets sick and everything dies. And the trees must have been a raging inferno that went through here, a true firestorm. You know, it moves like an actual storm moves, like a storm front, except it incinerates everything inside. Be 700 degrees Fahrenheit. Very hot. Very hot. And these firestorms, they move. They move through. You would feel it hit you because there's a temperature difference between what it is normally right now to 750 degrees Fahrenheit. Like people say they want to wait out and see if they can survive these storms with a hose. Like the water is going to evaporate before it even gets anywhere near this firestorm, because that's what you're protecting yourself from. You're not protecting yourself from the burning. The burning's a problem, but the burning of the trees, the leaves, everything like that, that's a problem. But the true danger from a firestorm comes from that front that evolves with it, that creates its own energy, that creates its own weather system pattern, a weather pattern within itself. And then it gets wound up to 700 degrees and it just vaporizes everything around it. Not as dramatic as, let's say, but yeah, I say vaporizes is good, because I mean just the trees, but the trees are left blackened and naked and sick. The soil around them is burnt and sick. You know, it's a lot of harm that happens, but it's especially harmful when it generates that much amount of smoke in the air to block out the sun, as you can see here, because blue photons are shorter than red photons. Red photons get through this smoky doom a lot easier than the blue photons. So you're going to see a lot more red. You're going to see the sun looking angry. You're not going to see the colors of the sky anymore. It's just going to look red, 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 red. All red. It blocks out beneficial light from the sun. It doesn't get any further from the clouds, and it dissipates. Nothing underneath is getting that hit with that energy that is so much needed. This is a worse fire than I think I originally estimated whenever I read about it. It's been a minute since a wildfire has gone through here. So, because of its history in 2000, when I get it right, (2016), yep. It was May 1st when there was a severe fire in Fort McMurray. It's a huge oil hub. There's massive blazes. Look at that. Look at that. Can't even get all of it in the screen. So this is just one fire. Might split here. That could just be the wind. Very scary. And it's still ongoing. These images aren't that old, actually. Hopefully the wind do change in the favor of the firefighters and the Canadian Mounted Royal Police. I'm sorry. Royal Police Canadian Mounties. RCMP. RCMP, yeah. Understood. The firefighters are fighting the fires, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police are shutting down highways and other areas that are used for evacuations. So if you are an evacuee, it seems like you know where to go. Some 6,600 people have evacuated already in a town of 68,000. So it's probably due to the history of wildfires in this town when it went through in 2016. This is Alberta wildfire here. Dry out this river. You see all this forestry just burned. Toppled trees, sick trees, because it's smoke. Blocks out all the necessary nutrients, photosynthesis, in the smoke clouds above it. And not to say that breathing in smoke is going to make everything around it sick. So any animals that the forest needs on to recycle, to open nuts, do anything that is small that eventually leads to another tree growing or bush, something. But this is a far worse wildfire than anticipated and estimated. It wasn't until I read that there was over 6,000 people evacuated. Because there has been fires in Canada, but nothing terribly large lately. I don't believe it is fire season yet for Due to wildfires in the region, parks in the Fort McMurray district are closed until further notice. This is one wildfire. Sick orange tinge. It is huge. Let's see if I can. I don't see anything. This is from an evacuee here. Washington City. Ooh. This is a massive, very scary wildfire with a massive amount of smoke, misleading how fast it could be moving. Infernal. All these trees just ripped apart by the flames. This is from Edmonton, this image here. See if this has any new updates. Over 130 wildfires rage across Canada, prompting mass evacuations, reports federal tracker. That's huge. Well, this is going to be something to look after. So fast, 24 hours. Just not seeing it. Canadians are hopeful shifting. Oh, they're spraying all these trees with that flame retardant. poisoned water supply, water table that gets everywhere. It doesn't go away, doesn't break down. It's a horrifying picture to me. Like, what's worse, the trees catching on fire, the area catching on fire, but work? Really work? At this level, even. It takes a long time and a lot to. I guess they could be spraying over the trees that are still kindling, where they're still burning, and not just spraying everything altogether. But it's just straight poison in the environment. Very unfortunate image. Hundreds of residents in 4 neighborhoods. Now, this is another area that's saying where it says hundreds of residents, but the actual Fort McMurray Journal says 6,600. I think this is an updated 14th. Okay, so this is older than that article. And they go from these images that we're seeing out of Fort McMurray are apocalyptic. Not that there's an apocalypse happening, but the images themselves are very surreal. Especially seeing that Fort McMurray's had wildfires in the past 10 years that scarred them. Okay. I think that is all that I can find about these wildfires in Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada, near the oil sands, which is a massive industrialized area. So, best of luck, and I hope everybody evacuated is able to return back safely. Is more people than estimated are probably going to evacuate just based on the ferocity of the storm, the firestorm. It looks like it is hell. Very unfortunate. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Keeps me motivated to especially keep my eyes and ears on fire updates regarding Fort McMurray oil sands, northeast Alberta. Northeast or southwest. There's more than one fire burning. I know there's dozens probably. Yeah. Alright, that is everything that I have. Please take care. Have a good night.